Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about Azure OpenAI Assistant and how we can use them in .NET applications. Basically, OpenAI Assistant provide a way to have stateful AI, which is very, very useful in if you want to have a real production embedding AI into your application. So if we want to know how will it be in a simple way to deal with the LLM using it in your .NET application, simply you will have a web or mobile, send the prompt to your backend side already connected to some LLMs, send that prompt to the LLM, get the response. You may want to save the response into a DB, and then finally return that response to the client. So here it is a very high level overview of how will it be in case of using the LLM in .NET application. So usually uh, we use iChat client to deal with the LLMs, right? So here, if I want to show you how will it be, simply you will pass the endpoint and then the model name. uh, you can create Azure OpenAI client, pass the endpoint, and if you're running the application inside the Azure, you can use just Azure credential or just pass the API key of your OpenAI. And then you get the chat client, and then after that you can just start passing the prompt, getting the response, right? So here also it is a very simple way of using this iChat client. It is obviously is a console application. There is a loop. You have the chat history every time you get the prompt from the user, add it to the history, and then push all of those history to the LLM and get the response, showing it to the user. That's it. Although it is simple, can bring some problems for us because they are stateless. The way that here we are using, every time we add the new messages to the chat history, and then again put that chat history to the LLM, and LLM has to again check all of the history. Based on that, will return a response for us, which it's not a good idea because this chat client, imagine that it will grow more and more many messages in that history, and every time you have to pay more cost actually because it will consume more tokens from the LLMs to check what is going on in the chat history and prepare the response for us. So if you want to like again store that history into a DB, that's fine, but again it will be very costly for you, and also maybe there is some security issue as well. But here we are going to talk about the Azure OpenAI Assistant, the new way of having a stateful AI into our application, to just not using this chat history or providing every time all of the conversation history, and then just the using the stateful one. LLM will remember what was the previous conversation with you, right? So first of all, let's see how actually we can create the assistant. So here I have one Azure OpenAI. If you create one Azure OpenAI for yourself in the Azure portal, and then after, if you click on the Azure, the Foundry portal, you will redirect here that in this Azure OpenAI in the Foundry, there are many options here, which here we are going to focus on the assistant, which is currently in the preview version, but it is fine to use. So the way that you can have multiple assistant, you can just click on this one, new assistant, and then add your new assistant here based on the model, the deployment you choose. So the most important thing is the instruction. Actually, you are providing a responsibility for the LLM. You're saying what you need to do or what not you need to do. That is the behavior of your LLM, because LLM in general has many knowledge, so they can answer many prompts. But in a real world application, you want to limit your LLM to just focus on some of the area you need. So I already created this assistant, and saying you are the assistant that only talks about the food based on the user mood. After that, in the demo, we will see how will it be. Then also I said you need to remember the user mood and then remember some personal user info, right? So let's jump into the code. Let's see what we have. I already created a simple application here. Um, this AI endpoint and API key, this is reading from my environment variable. So you need to create Azure OpenAI client using the endpoint and also the API key, which is reading from my variables. And then I have one class for having the conversation with the assistant. All right. So all of them are already using the dependency injection for adding to it by singleton. Uh, Also, another one is assistant option. I have the assistant ID and then the model. So if you remember here, I already created an assistant, and then there is one ID for this specific assistant. The best practice is if you want to use it, you can, although, create the assistant programmatically in the .NET using that Azure OpenAI client, but it is better to create your assistant here and then just reuse your ID, because you will keep all the configuration here and then just reuse that ID into your application. All right. So what we have here, if I just quickly check, so I already injected the Azure OpenAI client, which previously I added to the DI. And then here I have the assistant client, which is simply just by calling this method from the OpenAI client, get assistant client, right? So let's run the application to see what we have. And then after we check the core more in detail, so this is just a sample application to simulate the real scenarios. You will have a web application, and then many users will use your website, actually log into your website, and then start chatting with your service, whatever it is. Okay, so given that, I put my name and then start chatting with that. So saying, "Hi, I am Said." Right, let's see what it responds. So saying, how are you feeling today? Right, your mood can help suggest some delicious food. So as I define that instruction for my assistant, it is only focusing on the mood and suggesting some food. Right. So if I say I am happy today, it will just bring some suggestion about the food. How about the like some color food, fruit salads, or cheerful cupcake, blah blah blah. That is fine. All right. So like this is a web application. Other users actually can come to your website and then start chatting with it. So, for example, I put another name such as, I don't know, Ali here. And again, right away, I am saying, I am sad today. Let's see. All right. So saying sorry to hear that. What kind of food it is suggesting? Yeah, some warm, creamy mac and cheese or other stuff. So it is the way that it is using here. And given that, like tomorrow, next week, I come to the website and then I open up my chat history here, right? And then saying, uh, like saying, what was my name? Let's see if it remembers. Yes. So here, because it is a stateful, because it knows about my previous chat history here, it knows or remember my name. And again, saying the food suggestion based on your mood, because it is the responsibility of this assistant. All right. So let's jump into the code. Let's see how we implement that thing. So let me just collapse all of the code. So actually, the main part is here, adding a message from the user that is coming to our side. By the way, this code, all of this code is into my the GitHub, and I will put the link into the description. So after you can check all of the code, run by yourself, and debug the code. So here, by for adding a new message to the assistant client, you're just saying create the message and then create a thread. So the thread will be kind of each conversation has multiple thread. So if I run that one again, basically each thread means do it again. So these are the threads. Each thread has multiple messages. You can see the threads as a conversation. If you're using like ChatGPT, once you open up the ChatGPT, it will list your previous conversation, right? So each of them is a thread. So each thread contains multiple messages here, and we will add the new message into the same thread. If the thread doesn't exist, this is the way that we can create a thread actually, just simply saying create the thread, put some name, and then it will, using the thread, return a thread, and then you can actually save the thread for further use, for actually reusing the thread and adding more messages into it. All right, so here I will put a breakpoint there. I say, um, let's just saying, how are you? So this is the because it is a new prompt from the user, I'm trying to add it to the same thread as the previous one, right? So the message role will be user, and then the text is how are you? All right. So I run continue the application, and then after it will come here to actually run the assistant to get response from it. If I say continue, it will come here, and then for getting the response from the assistant, you will have to run it, right? You create a run, you pass the thread, you're saying for this thread, no matter how many messages I previously added to it, let's run and then get the response based on the last message of the user. So if I click on run, and then here, when you want to run it, I am passing the assistant ID as well, which is coming from my like environment variable is the same with whatever it was in the portal. All right. So the assistant, they are running asynchronously. So the first time it won't run. I mean, if you check the status here, it is saying it is queued. So this queue means it went for processing all the message history and returned the response to you. So basically, you have to do a loop over it, call that get run because you created the run before. Now you're just sending the run ID and thread ID together, saying, okay, what was the status of this run, and if the run was in until it is in the queued or in progress, you will have to repeat the same scenario here. So it is coming because the run state is now completed. It can be other statuses as well, such as failed or expired. You need to handle this scenario as well. But even only if the run status was completed, you can get the message from the assistant saying, give me the last messages you added as an assistant, and then I will put it in my Blazor application. This is all the UI stuff. So the role is assistant, and the text will be, let's see what it answer. Yeah, I am here and ready to help, but I'd love to know about your mood. Let's just continue. Yeah. So we put this message from the LLM here, and then just again, because the assistant, we put instruction to focus only on the mood and food. It's you cannot ask some irrelative questions, right? So, for example, if I saying, tell me about UK history, right? Let's just continue here. And then it will saying, I cannot dive into history, but I like to talk about the food. Why? Because the instruction I gave to the assistant, it is only about the food and user mood. All right. So here, the main benefit of using the assistant is stateful behavior. It will understand, it will remember, you can define some responsibility for it, and then you can have different assistant based on different area of your website, such as one assistant for helping user to answer some questions, one assistant for like if you have like I don't know, like online shopping, it can help user to suggest some of the like latest items in your shopping. So they are really cool, and but the Azure, the actually the OpenAI, it is trying to rebrand this AI assistant to responses. So they are trying to change the way that using this assistant client. In the next video, I'm trying to also create another video about the AI, Azure OpenAI responses, and also checking how we can use the response. The responses also, they are providing a stateful behavior, which is really cool and useful in a real production .NET application. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention and watching this video. Until next time, goodbye.